what's up guys? My name is George and this is Will.
Hello.
And what we got here is my 1990 Nissan 240SX. I just got this past weekend and I've wanted one for a while. I'm very happy that I finally got it. Now, when I was looking for a 240, I of course wanted a hatch, as you can see. I have gotten a hatchback. I wanted it to have limited rust on the frame or where it really would matter, and this car complies to that as well. I also wanted the 5-speed manual, which this does have, and the only thing this didn't have was the dual cam motor. This has a single cam motor, but well, it's a 1990, so it does have the single cam motor. But I mean, for how much I paid for it, it made sense, and well, at least for me. And if at some point I do want to do the dual cam motor or an SR20, I'll not have that much money into the car. All right, so as you can see, it has a sunroof. It also has power windows and power mirrors. So that means this is the SE model, which is a higher model than the base, of course. This one has an S14 driver's seat and S13 passenger seat. The S14 seat does have more side bolstering, kind of keeps you in place a little bit more. This one did have a drift button on it, so that's just one less thing. It has an aftermarket steering wheel, which is nice to see. Now, if we just take a look in the back here, the rear seats are, well, they're not really there. I mean, half of them are gone, so I'm just probably going to be taking those out, just cleaning it out, and just getting it down to bare metal. The fog lights were removed, it had them. This car doesn't look like it's in the best shape. It has the spare tire over here on the driver front wheel. What else do we have in here? The pop-up headlights work. Oh, yes, and the radiator fan, one of the pieces was broken off. I imagine this is because he hit something or something went flying up into the engine bay and broke that off. And then it got wedged in here and kind of broke the radiator, dented it in. So that we're going to have to get a new radiator fan and radiator, one of the first things, because, I mean, you're just not going to want to risk overheating. What else? I think that's pretty much it. And, of course, it has a straight pipe on it, which is extremely loud. You guys can get a little listen to that in a moment. Alright, so as you guys can see, or I would hope you can see, this side, the driver's side, is a lot lower than this side, which is the passenger side. And that is because it has TN lowering springs there, and there. And over here, it has something, I think it's called an overcoil. I'm going to show you them in one moment. Open this door. I think this is actually broken, the release. Yeah, and this is broken too. And the hinge over there is broken, but here's a lowering spring that used to go right here. And then what we've got is this thing, I think they're called overcoils. And they're essentially coilovers. They just add some adjustability to the suspension, as in, I imagine, ride height. I don't think there's any damping or ride stiffness adjustment. Now, another thing back here, of course, it has the Megan Racing rear strut bar, which is always nice to see. So under the hood, as you can see, we've got the single cam motor. I mean, nothing really special. It has a pod filter, nothing really too much there, or a strut bar. Then what we got here is kind of the front bumper, which is attached by one screw and about 15 zip ties, which is slightly concerning. Alright guys, so now, starting off, this is the first thing we're going to do. Front bumper, I'm just going to take it off, see what we've got underneath it. I mean, I don't like this front bumper. I prefer the Picnos front bumper. So, I guess we'll just take it off. And it does look damaged. We're going to see if we can actually attach it correctly. But for now, we're just going to take all the zip ties off and try and get it out.
So we're going to pop the hood. There's one bolt to attach. So we're going to undo that one. And then we're going to take off all the zip ties to see what's going on.
Alright, so that should be it.
Whoa,
there we go.
No more bumper.
The bumper is, yeah, not looking too good. So, here's the bumper from the car. I guess we'll throw this off to the side right now and just take a look at what we got going on. So, definitely some front end collision occurred over here. If you can see this.
We got some miscellaneous wires.
Something. Yeah, I think horn was disconnected, fog lights were disconnected. We're gone, and I'm not sure what all these wires are, but I guess we'll learn soon enough. So, something we're definitely going to have to do is get a new radiator, because there's just some damage on the other side. It's not looking too good. The air intake is held on by zip ties, which is just, I mean,
Wonderful.
not too good, not too good. Now, I haven't even looked at the oil in the engine.
Ooh.
So, the oil looks very black. It should have been changed, most definitely. So we're gonna have to definitely change the oil in the car. That's it for sure.
How
I
about
mean,
the radiator fluid?
that's the kind of thing we just don't even want to think about. It's got some in there. That just... Alright guys, you guys can see we've got some kind of rear seat things going on over here. So I guess we're gonna see what we can do, see if we can kind of get them out, see what kind of stuff we've got going on under there. Alright, so as you can see, this does not stay open. This one's kind of seized up and just, yeah, so it was just removed, I imagine. So I guess we'll just see if we can get this in here, just to temporarily hold it up. So I guess now we're gonna try and remove these rear seats, see what kind of excess stuff is back here. So in the back, definitely some broken glass. Okay. We got a panel that went there. That will go. Seat belts. I mean, what is holding that in? Okay, there we go. Got this. Seat out.
Zip tie. It was a zip tie.
No, it wasn't. There's actually a release in here to get the rear seats out. All right, so we got the seats. Want to take that, Will?
Oh yeah.
All right, so there's not much stuff down here. I mean, you've got nuts, bolts, dirt, lots of dirt, some spare change. There at one point seat belts from back here. Well, there are still seat belts, but I mean, probably wouldn't want to sit here anymore. That seems pretty good. I mean, there's not really much to see in here. It's pretty much you see what you get. We've got of course, the automatic seat belts. They might have to go. I mean, I think might want to throw some normal seat belts in or 5-point harnesses. I guess we'll see what happens with that. And I guess for now we'll leave these panels in because we're not exactly sure what we want to do with it yet. Fuel pump, all that gas tank stuff. I mean, I guess we can take these springs out. There's water in here. The hatch does leak a lot, partly because it won't close, and the other half just the hatches leak. So this is part of one of these overcoils. I'm gonna take them all out, see what they are. I mean, they look used to me. There's no branding on them. Like, not part number, no manufacturing country. I imagine they're made in China, but... So, I don't know about these. I guess we'll throw them on. I guess we'll see what happens with that later on. And I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll just put the lowering springs back on. Essentially, they go on the stock suspension, and they act as a slightly adjustable. So you can kind of adjust the ride height, stiffness, that kind of thing. They're not full coilovers. I would never pay money for these, but I mean, they came with the car, and I guess we'll just see what they can do. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate to you guys the sound of the straight pipe exhaust. And of course, I'm going to be working on it, making it my project car, but my ultimate goal is to take it drifting. Now, I could take it drifting in its stock form, and it would pretty much be, well, it would pretty much be 140 horsepower 40SX. So I want to kind of make it better, of course replace everything that's not good, and try and make it a better overall car. So if you guys are up for that, make sure to subscribe so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video.